Hello everyone, it's Diane. I'm going to be working on some more ephemera for the music themed journals, but first I want to tell you the solution I came up with for the question that I had asked yesterday regarding if I made more music journals and what kind of paper and what type of book. Um, it was pretty well. It's only my video's only been up for half a day, but with the question on it. But people are pretty much saying that they would take whatever kind of music journal I would make. So I decided to look into some digitals for music themed journal kits. Had a little bit of a hard time finding what I wanted by typing in, music digital journal kits. But when I found something, I was thrilled. I found a few, and this is what I ended up with. This is a large journal kit by I don't think I'd ever heard of this shop before, but it's called Kelly's Crafts. And this kit is called, I think it's the Musician's Parlor. And there are 16 pages in the kit, so there's a lot of pages to work with. So I'm not sure how many journals I'm going to make. I want to use up all of the pages, so I'm not sure how many journals that will end up being. But the images are very similar to the Mrs. Cogs images that I have on the cards, the journaling cards, like these things. It's art from a certain time period, a time range. And some of the images might even be the same as what I have from Mrs. Cogs, but these are in a page format, a journal format. So there's a lovely image on one side of the page and a writing space on the other side. So what I did was I have this kit on my laptop. It's a set that I had purchased from TLC Creates Vintage. I will link both shops below. And this one is called something about borders. Goodness, I'll have to look it up, but I'll write it in the description and I'll link her shop. Vintage borders, or I don't know, it has the word borders in it. So it's like I think 8 different pages with different vintage border designs. So I printed them on the back, and there is a difference in the size, so I will lose about 1/4 of an inch on both sides of this when I trim it, and I'll lose a little bit of this when I trim this, but I think it'll work. So there's an example of some of the borders that you can get in this set, and the images are just beautiful. See, this one I already trimmed the sides to fit here, and it looks fine, but because I trimmed it around this side, then it left a little white border here, so I'm going to trim it here, and so it'll cut off just a little bit on the top and bottom of that. So you can see some of the beautiful images. 16 pages. And this is one of the images from Mrs. Cogs, because I'm putting this one on the cover of one of the journals that I'm making right now. In addition to the pages, you get some ephemera. It's all in one kit. You get little guest checks and tiny library cards. Well, they're big guest checks and tiny library cards, some postcards, some tags, these little squares, and these little file cards and circles, and pockets, and envelopes. So you get a lot. So for these, I left them blank on the back because they're going to be glued down. These, I printed the antique grubby paper from TaylorMade Journals on the back. So these will be, when I cut them out, I won't need to fuss with inking them on the back. And then I'm not sure what kind of covers they're going to have, but I do have these fabrics I can work with that seem to work well with the colors. I've got this tapestry piece I'm going to have to look for some more tapestry fabric. I got the ones I had on clearance, and I don't think I've used this one in a journal yet, but I think it's my favorite one. I'm not sure if this one will work, if it's big enough, but it's a medieval type of print, like a tapestry hanging. And then this isn't tapestry, but it's got a damask design. This is a furniture, upholstery piece. I don't know if it's the right size, but I just grabbed all of these fabrics. So I might be making fabric covered journals with these. So I had told one customer that I might make some more fabric covered journals. So if she wants a music themed fabric covered journal, I will reserve one for her. The rest of the journals, because I had already promised her one, but the rest of the journals will not be reserved. I will say when they go in my shop. I will let you know ahead of time when they're going to be listed, and then they'll just be listed for first come, first serve. So I'm not even working on those journals yet. I just had to make a decision about that paper before it went off sale. So, decisions made, the paper's printed, but I'm still working on these 2 hardback journals. And we have had 2 ephemera sessions with these journals, so I've made the file cards, and I already showed the completed ones to you. And yesterday we started working on these belly bands. They're quite wide belly bands, but I wanted to be able to put these music magazine ads on them. So they are finished with the stitching around them, some lace added. Whoops, turn that, there we go. This is vellum on top of the blue cardstock. So now what I want to do is make some tags with Mrs. Cogs images. So I have started. I put my music background stamp on some of the tags. I'm going to make 6 tags. I may need to make more if I'm going to make those other journals. So I just thought I'd show you. I tried to stamp with this before on a different video, and it didn't stamp well at all. The rubber is getting hard, and I don't know. I'm going to try to treat it somehow. I have to look up how to do that, but I think that you can maybe put something on it to treat it and maybe soften it again. This is 1995 stamp from Stampington and Company, but I'm going to show you how I was able to use it. It had a very nice stamping, nice and dark. So I'm going to show you how I achieved that. Because if I just took it and stamped it down on the paper, it doesn't stamp well at all. So I just inked it all up. This is my Timber Brown Stays On ink. And, oh, I don't have a paper. Just use this paper. So I'm going to just flip the stamp over onto the tag, and I have to be very careful not to, oh no, that's not what I'm going to do. I didn't need a paper underneath. That's what I would normally do, is stamp on the tag, but this time I'm going to lay the tag down on the stamp, being very careful not to move it once it makes contact and I touch my fingernails into the ink. And then I'll just take a scrap paper and still be careful not to move that tag and just rub it so that the entire tag makes contact with the ink on the stamp. Then remove the paper and then lift the tag straight up, and you get a really nice stamped image on there. So that is the 6th tag, because I already finished this one. I chose some images that will fit. I don't think these will. I think I brought over Yeah, those are too wide. But all of these will. I have plenty. I think I definitely want to use this one because this is my very favorite Renoir painting. Two girls at the piano. Because it's really beautiful. For one thing, I love the colors. And for another thing, my sister that's closest to me in age has dark hair. And this matches my hair. And we used to... She has a gorgeous singing voice. So does my other sister, but she's 5 years younger than me, so she didn't really participate in this too much. But, well, when she got older, she did. But I would play the piano, and Annette would sing. I would sing with her, but she has the good voice. So anyway, this reminded me of us. So I'll put that one on. Let's see some of the other images. Oh, I printed one page twice because I needed the large picture for the cover. And I wanted that large picture to go in the other journal too. So these images are from that page that I printed twice. So luckily the Renoir was on there. I like this one with the lady playing the harp. I'll do that one. This one's something different. He's serenading her with a guitar. I like that. She's playing her violin. These are, what's his name? Harrison something, the artist. I might use those. And I like this one, but I like this one. Harrison Fisher, that's who it is. I think I'll go with that one. Okay, so we have our images selected. These are going to be quite easy. I'm not doing much to them. I'm going to sew the image to the card and to the tag, and I may use some of these. I don't have enough for all of them, and some of the words are a bit big. I think this is too big to go on a tag. These actually just came off of the printables. So I'm going to discard these because they're too big. Most of them are too big. But maybe one of those, maybe this one would look nice with that word on it. So let's do that one first. Maybe I'll just use the word music. And since this is so white, I'm going to ink around the edge. But I was going to ink around the edge of the word anyway. So I already inked up the tags, front and back, and stamped on them. So you don't have to endure that. And I'm going to select a piece of lace or something, some embellishment to put on these. Let's see how this looks. I'm pretty sure this lace came to me from, oh dear, it was either Eve or somebody from Europe. Because she sent me some that were dyed in a pretty color of dye, in addition to these natural colored ones. And now I don't know if it was Perio or Eve. I think it was Eve. Sorry, Perio, if it was you. Anyway, it's pretty lace, and I like cutting it apart and using it. Not sure if I like it there, though. Let's try this color. I'm going to just cut it down to that size. Okay. Now all I have to do is sew it and add some ribbon or seam binding to the hole, and this tag will be done. I'm going to put it on zigzag with a long length but a narrow width. Because this piece is small. Nope. I'm just using a cream colored thread for these journals. A darker thread would have shown up better on, you know, adding the texture to these embellishments that I'm making, ephemera pieces, but I've decided to just go with a cream color this time. There will be stitching on the back of the tag, but you can still write on it. And I'll just, I think I'll just glue that on so I don't add more stitching to the back. So I'll do that later so I don't get my hands all covered in glue while I'm sewing. I'm just going to look for a piece of, let's see, I'm going to decide which tags are going in which journal. So I have a blue covered journal and a burgundy covered journal. This one will be the burgundy. The rest are kind of neutral, so I guess it doesn't matter. This one will be blue. I'll put a white background in each journal. Okay, so these will be the burgundy. And there's my little lace piece. Okay, next tag. This one won't have a word on it. I don't know if I'd want to use the dimensional rosettes, but maybe. Let's see. That color might be better for that one. This color, sorry, I have a pin in my mouth. I know I shouldn't put a pin in my mouth. That color would be nice with it. I think 3 rosettes is good. I'll trim off some of this netting. Well, I'm going to look for a little piece, a little scrap of muslin or cheesecloth or something. Where's my little, oh, it's over on this side, my little container of tiny bits, fabric bits. I have a separate one that's got more of the, yeah, the muslin and cheesecloth and solid neutral stuff. I'm going to take my little bits of fabric and stuff down. I selected some that I think might be good for fabric flips. So I'll take them downstairs this evening and put together some fabric flips that I can sew when I come back up here while I watch YouTube or TV or whatever I'm going to watch today. I think that will do. I'm going to start sewing on the cheesecloth and then go around. Make sure I'm down on the card. Alright, so I have 3 tags done as soon as I glue that on. This one's a lot faster than the other projects I've been doing. Oh, but this is for the blue journal. That's okay. I can switch things around if I don't like putting this in the blue journal. I've got this piece of kind of like a crinkled silk or something. You can't see much of it, but it just adds a little something. Maybe I should just have 2 of those rosettes. I like to do things in odd numbers, though. No, that doesn't look good. Oh, I got to ink this. I buried, oh, it's over here. fasten that down. Instead of using a blue seam binding in here, I'll use a cream colored. I think I have a cream colored one. I guess it's more white. Yeah. I don't see cream, but I see white. And I know I could color it, but white is fine. I feel like I'm all thumbs trying to do this. Okay. 2 to go. All right, for this one, maybe this cream colored lace. I love these laces for cutting elements apart and using them. I think I'm going to see how the heart and the flower together look. Trim all the little excess hangers on. Oh, that looks pretty. I love that cream color with it. In fact, I'm gonna cut this little thing at the top off too. Okay. I have this little bit of cream ribbon, just a scrap. And a bit of a sheer white fabric. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but we can try it. Just a piece of vintage fabric scrap. You can see the music right through it. Yeah, I might add a word up there at some point, but I'd have to stamp it or find something. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sew. Let's start here. And then I'll glue this on. Oh, I was thinking I was done, but I am not done. I have one more tag to do. I guess if I want to do these more easily, I need to cut them longer and then just trim them. I'm struggling with them today. Okay, there's another tag. Now she has a blue gown on, greenish blue, but this is too bright for what I'm doing. I love this champagne color though. Didn't really cut it the way I was planning to. It's going to end up being just like the other one with just the flower and the heart. And that's okay. I was going to say maybe I should put it over here, but I don't want to cover her harp. This is some of that handmade paper. Oh, I just remembered I was going to get a chicken breast out for my dinner and I forgot to. Might have to have that tomorrow. I'm going to go talk to my realtor tomorrow about steps for getting my house listed. I still need to do some work on it. And there's too much stuff in it for people to come and see it. But I still live here. What am I supposed to do? Okie dokie. I have 6 tags done now. As soon as I add a drop of glue to a couple of them. I knew I was missing a piece of lace. There it is. I have to glue 3 of them. Okay. So I guess it might as well be it for today. I'm going to glue these before I lose these little pieces of lace, because you know how I am. And tomorrow, I have tomorrow off, but I'm going to try to get some book covers listed in my shop tomorrow. And that would pretty much bring me to the end of things I need to list. There might be a few more things, but the book covers are the main thing. And then I can just work on, moving and getting some journal, using up some of my stuff that I have before the flea market season opens again in the spring. And then when I bring things in, I will need to get them listed right away and sold, because I won't have storage space for storing them. But I still do plan on finding some really good vintage things for you guys. Okay, so let me say goodbye, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't know if I'll be crafting tomorrow or just listing book covers, so we'll just see what happens tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.